Hi guys! So today we are starting a short series of videos on my channel in which I plan to study and put into practice a few of the techniques from some of my favorite artists whom I found on social media over the years. So I selected a handful of artists and I sent them all a message requesting permission to study their work and to feature their work, and then try and utilize their methods as best I could for this series. My goal with this series is to push myself as an artist to try techniques that I don't usually employ and to see art in different ways. So I will be continuously thanking the artists who have given me the green light to go forward with emulating their style. And so this leads us to our first artist, who is Maggie Luck, or she goes by Maggie Luck Draws on Instagram. That's still kind of weird for me to say. I know she just got married, so it used to be Maggie Cole Draws for a long time, but congratulations, Maggie. I found her work a few years ago on Instagram, and I just fell in love with her style. Back then, it seemed to be mostly watercolor illustrations, and it's really transformed in the last 2 years into a much more vibrant, full, just kind of very funky thing, and I am here for it. She seems to almost exclusively paint people, the occasional cat, and in her style, she really exaggerates the bodies of her subjects. Her trademark slogan is sad but funky, and a lot of her work references that as a guidepost as a funny but relatable idea. So in her illustrations and animations, she focuses often on really funny, relatable moments, or sometimes more sentimental moments, whether they be happy or sad or sweet, whatever. She's just capturing her view of the human experience, and it seems to resonate with a lot of people. Her work is super colorful, and it has a lot of personality, and she's just really got a great body of work together. Her more recent style is what I want to focus on for this video, but it is kind of cool to look back at her Instagram and see how it started to evolve. I started noticing that she was really exaggerating the length and the width of legs when she would draw them, and then eventually she was extending the whole human form into a really long, soft, round figure, which could now accomplish any concept she comes up with. She often paints her compositions on toned paper, which really just warms up her illustration. And instead of doing traditional shading with colors, it actually looks like she just lays down the flat colors of her painting, almost like in solid blocks, and then she shades everything with a very stark black and what I'm guessing is a dry brush technique, but it actually like fluffs up her people more because the shadows are so deep that they really make those parts of the figure recede, making everything else look like it's kind of ballooned outwards. Maggie's is a really expressive and illustrative style, and I have a lot of respect for her and how she's developed it. So my project idea for this video is to take a few swings at studying her technique with my own compositions. So I've chosen to actually redo a couple of my old art pieces just to see the jump in style if I'm employing her methods. And then I will plan out a totally new piece that I've never done before. Before we go any further, I do want to clarify that I am not intending to sell anything. Even though I think I would be within my legal rights to do so, it feels like a weird gray area for me and kind of like an honor code among artists. So let's jump in. Let's go. All right, let's think about the line of action here. So we've got the spine, but let's elongate that. I feel like Maggie would make it larger, maybe? Okay. Why am I so nervous? One thing I've noticed in her style is she doesn't seem to be super concerned, at least in this style, with joints and like showing bones. Everything is very, very soft and fluid. Alright, definitely not trying to make it look like she's just wearing some little flesh-colored socks. Like she kind of looks like she's sunburned. So let's just lean into that. I always imagined her being blonde anyway. I think I'm going to change the print on the bathing suit. Like, stripes are just a little bit boring. So I think I'm gonna do some blue flowers, actually. What if I did the eyes in white? Well, I know what would happen if I did that. I think I would go to bed with nightmares. Okay, yeah, I think I need to make the eyes black. This is a little rough. Maybe I could make them like green or something. Yeah, somehow that's a lot scarier. I take it back, I take it back. I'll just do the black. Alright. It's time for the dry brush because this looks like crap. So we're kind of like getting there. I definitely love painting on toned paper. I didn't really see that coming. Actually, I think this is a pretty faithful idea of it, at least. I think the shading actually looks better on camera than it does in real life. It looks pretty rough in real life. I still don't think I quite know what I'm doing with that. So let's try another one. The next painting that I redid was that original of the freckled redhead, and I really just liked her general head position and the head scarf, so I ended up playing with skin tones here and the rest of the clothes, and I just changed the rest of the lower body. I was not liking the pants. I really wanted to do a black background for this, but the pants I did were too dark. So I mixed some white paint and matte medium, and there's so much on it that it is crackling. Gotta be honest though, it kind of looks like she's wearing some acid wash jeans, so that's fun. So after a few more attempts at painting over it, I finally just gave up and cut the pants out to paint on the sheet underneath it. Bad nasty pants. Much better. Okay, we're gonna add shading though. So out of the two paintings that I did, I really do like the way that this turned out, even though I had to glue the page under it, like cut out the pants, but I feel like that was resourceful. That leg may be a little bit wide, but I feel like this one is actually a lot more on point with like the style. Generally, I feel like I learned a lot today in terms of technique and just kind of loosening up and being able to exaggerate the form and soften the joints and things like that. There's still like plenty to learn from Maggie Luck. I definitely haven't like covered it all today. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. It's mid-August, but I am pretending that it's late October right now because I woke up so sleepy that I wanted to put on a sweater and just be cozy today, and so that's what I'm doing. I did stay up last night doing more sketching for the Maggie Luck project, and I think I got a couple of good ones, although I think I also went kind of weird on some other stuff. I found it really is a lot more difficult than you might think to exaggerate certain forms. It's definitely not as natural for my hand. I keep thinking there's like so much for me to say, but I don't think there is. Let's get started. It's like a hug from the inside. That's exactly what it is. This first one I took out of my sketchbook, so I inked the sketch that I had made, and then I traced it with a light pad, and then I moved forward with painting on the toned paper. I really liked the way that this turned out. The only regret that I have is that I put her on the ground and I didn't just give her a shadow, like I just did the ground. I don't really like that. I think I should have gone with the lashes instead of the the under eye bag there, because I think I just made her look crazy old. I might just go back in there. Okay, I like that a lot better. Had to put some makeup on her. I think usually Maggie, like in these really exaggerated body forms, she'll make the legs like crazy long, and I just seem to be making them like really thick. Which honestly is okay with me. I'm not like worried about that, but it is a difference to note that like I just keep like blowing them up and then bringing them to a point, and it's just a different kind of deal. So after that cozy little start to my day, it actually feels like summer now, so I'm gonna go change, stop deluding myself, and maybe actually get ready for my day. This is sleep hair, and it's not even that's not even up. I feel like I haven't quite nailed the shapes she goes for in my compositions. The exaggeration, sure, the exaggeration is there. I mean, these are some thick ladies. Before I moved on to my final painting, I wanted to try out one more idea that I had, and this was to use a black colored pencil for the shading instead of black paint and a dry brush. I really actually liked the way that this turned out, and it was a lot of fun to draw one of these little like cozy winter people that she does. So this one ended up being one of my faves. I am going to do this sketch based on one of my wedding day portraits. I'm gonna just dive in. I'm gonna upsize it on this. I was definitely thinking about toned paper. I think I might have still got it. There we go. There's our there's our toned paper. I definitely feel like I'm in art school here, which is kind of what I've just done to myself, is I've put myself back in art school. So yeah, let's go. Alright guys, I think what I'm missing here, like why I actually have kind of ended up not loving it as much as I wish I did, is that I think one of the things I love so much about her style is how like funky she gets with all the bright bold patterns. And so even though I've got like the funky figure going on, it being a white wedding dress is like, you know, let's just do one more, okay? Just bear with me. One more. Well, I decided to take one more stab at making a really colorful final composition, but I am too much of a beginner with gouache, and there were a couple of really rookie mistakes that I made with this, not realizing how easy it is to reactivate gouache paint with water. So I kept like peeling up the layers with every extra layer I put down, and it was a real mess. So I kind of phoned it in, and then I tried it again on mixed media paper, and I think at this point I was just really tired, so I kind of gave up. Well, as much as I tried, well, as disappointed as I am that I didn't get to do my like big bright funky colors and patterns and everything, I still absolutely love the way that this turned out. I think because it's not so funky, it feels very sweet and timeless, and I love that. And that's that. I definitely feel like I learned a lot. My technical abilities were pushed. When you're changing the way that you do something, you have to keep telling your brain at every step that you're doing it differently than you normally do. You guys probably noticed, aside from the wedding portrait, all of my pieces had very little expression, if any. It was like just deadpan RBF kind of thing. It was fun though. I'd say that my favorite one is probably this one actually. And I still am really loving the sketch that I did, so I might ink that. The only thing that I'm like not so happy about, I loved it, and then I just added arms like 5 seconds ago, and I don't like the way that those turned out. I regret doing that. I really like this one. And this was just a fun project to work on. It really was. Oh, I just realized I'm not using my microphone. Come on, Laura. How's that? I really hope it's better because otherwise that was just pointless. So the practice of exaggerating the human body and kind of simplifying the face to focus on expression, those were two things that were very new to me, but I really enjoyed. I think I might want to continue to play with just the exaggerations of the human body. Whatever movement is going on, it really increases that. And so I think that's how Maggie is able to capture in her paintings, like they look like they're moving, they look like they're living because they're expressive and they're exaggerated, and it just kind of comes together in this like really great way. So bravo, Maggie. I said that like I'm like just walking in all this authority, like good job, Maggie, you had a girl. Really just thank you for letting me feature your work here and emulate your style to the degree that I have. It was a lot of fun. If you guys have not checked out Maggie Luck's page or her artwork, go over and support her if you can. I wish Maggie Luck the best of luck. I'm sure she's never heard that one before, so you're welcome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really just appreciate those of you who have stuck around, so I hope you guys have a wonderful day and that I don't know why I have to make this stuff so complicated. Have a good day. Bye. I think I swallowed a hair. Nasty.